Welcome to the RedIn30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
All right, here we are again, guys. RedIn30.
RedIn30.
Presented by RedIn30.com. We are here again. This is episode what?
Five.
Wow. I'm starting to feel like a professional. Like
We've
I'm starting to
done it
feel
over a
like
month,
I'm an
guys.
actual podcaster. Is that like
month.
a?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it
the
is.
fifth
Yeah.
week.
Is that is podcaster?
amazing.
Like, is that a thing? Like, I feel like we're podcasters
Yeah,
now.
we're professional podcasters.
We're professional podcasters. I feel like that. Yeah, but you've been with us the whole time. Yes, it's been good. It's been good. We're great. Well, we're
You
here.
having fun, girl?
It's great.
We talking about
fun.
Jesus, truth, and you.
And you all day long, RedIn30. So we're here with the lovely Nakia. Give it up, give it up. Clap, claps, claps. We hit, you hit that right one this time. He did a little clap, 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 clap. We're here with the bro, Pastor Jay. Give it up. Oh, yeah. All right. You Yang Twins. And I'm here. I'm DM, and so we're here. We're excited. RedIn30 with the Sam Lab. RedIn30, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you.
Yeah.
Jesus, truth, and us. RedIn30 is all about, RedIn30.com is about reading the Gospels in 30-day cycles. It's not the end-all, be-all to read it, but reading it gives you a view of who you are, because Jesus shows us. Us. He shows us who we are. And so this is what it's about. If you go to RedIn30.com, I'll say this over and over again, you can jump in on whatever day it is. And reading it over and over again, you see new things every time. And this is what we're here to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're not here to preach to you. We're not here to teach to you. We're just here to have a conversation,
Yeah.
which hopefully will spark conversations in your house, your living room, in your car, just with yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so it just becomes more of a reality to you.
yeah.
And
Because
it's not something far off.
it's
and just
real.
Old.
Because it's real. Some
Right.
ancient language that's
Yeah.
just something. And one of the things I want to stress too is we're not here. This is not we're Christian podcast. No, that's not what that
we
is.
Need that. We need that.
We need one of those sound effects. Hey, do it again.
Oh my God.
So RedIn30, we're having a good time. Y'all know, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you know somebody and you're watching it right now, go ahead and send this to them, share it with them, make sure you subscribe. Share it, because the more people, the merrier, and we just have a good time. So we're here talking about Jesus, truth, and us. So we got another good one today. We talked about the rich young boss on the last one, which I think is pretty.
So good.
Yeah. We got the business clear on that one. So I think that was
Today
dope.
we're talking about the big idea.
The big idea. That's a good title.
Yeah.
The big idea. Look at her. Look at the class.
Check you out, girl.
We ain't even talk about that before. She was like, I got it. So the big
just came
idea,
to me.
because there's always a bigger idea.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I think faith.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it, because I think faith is actually, not really operating as something that you've seen or know already.
Yeah.
But I think faith is actually having an idea that's bigger than something that's been seen already.
Yeah.
The big idea. I love
Yes.
that. I love that. I like feeling like that. I have this grand idea about, but I'm not gonna share it right now. But I have this grand idea.
Yeah.
And it's so much bigger than what's been seen. It's very easy to fall in the traps
Yeah.
of what already is and who's already doing something, and then you become a mimic.
Yeah, it's
You know what I'm
easy.
saying? It's very easy to do.
So here's a good question and a leeway into the story we're going to talk about today is, can you have a big idea when talking to God? Like, will God think anything you say is a big idea?
Wow,
That's a good
one.
question.
Yeah.
That's a real good
Why are you
one.
laughing?
Huh? No, I was just laughing at the way that he was holding his drink
Yeah, I
up
was holding my cup.
and making eye contact with the
For
camera.
the camera?
Represent, that play sponsorship.
Yeah. RedIn30.com. That's dope. Can you have an idea? Can you have an idea that's big to God, or is God expecting something bigger from your mind?
Ooh.
All right, so we can talk about this for a minute, right?
All right. I like
All
it.
right. Now watch this.
I like what y'all serving up right now. I
All
like what y'all
So we're gonna
like it
segue
hot and spicy.
into this hot and spicy Popeye chicken. Okay, chicken sandwich.
And
Anyway, so hot take. So let's segue to the song. I mean, not the song. I didn't say the song. Let's segue to the story. I had all over the place. I'm
you
a
know
singer.
those singers that
I'm
be
a
doing
singer. Let's
runs
segue.
and
I'm
they
drinking my
everything.
tea. Let's segue.
Basically.
Oh my God. Let's segue into the story.
Oh my
So the
God.
story can be made a song. I
are we
may make this a
doing
song.
tonight?
Oh,
Oh my God. This is
Shameless
so wild.
plug, IamFreshMusic.com.
Yeah, we all over the place, but I love it.
Fresh Summer 19.
Fresh Summer Night. team. There it is.
I got you, bro.
Get you one. So we're segueing into the story, right? So that the story where Jesus is going, and always the story starts with that. And there's two accounts in Matthew, and there's one in Luke. I think I'm grateful for Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which are what we call the Gospels,
Yeah.
because it gives 4 different takes from different perspectives, from people from different backgrounds. A couple of them were Jewish, a couple of them were not Jewish. So the details in the description was great. And so now, but we're looking at the one in Matthew, and now Jesus is going, and there's this guy, they call him a centurion. The centurion, and it was cool, fun fact.
Yeah, what is centurion?
Centurion, I just looked it up and hit the word, and centurion, just like century, like it was like a Roman soldier, a Roman general over 100 men. Centurion.
Hey,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It makes sense now. It makes
yeah.
sense. Century. So centurion, but there he is. So it's
I
centurion.
what made him a centurion.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just thought it was a cool, centurion.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Look
he's
your
centurion,
words
so
up.
he's got a lot of guys under him. 100 guys is a lot of people.
Yeah.
So here he is, and he's coming to Jesus, and he has a servant that's sick. They call him sick of the palsy. Palsy.
Which means, AKA, he was paralyzed.
He was paralyzed. They say it's a problem with the nerves on one side, so it can be like, you're paralyzed on one side. And so he comes to Jesus, and to mind you now, let's do a little context. This guy comes to Jesus, but he's Roman.
Okay.
All right, we're
Yeah.
looking at. So he's not only is he
Good point.
not only is he not Jewish, you know what I'm saying, which they wasn't really fraternizing.
Yeah.
At the time, I can see the conversations were like the civil rights times in America back in the
Sheesh.
40s, the 30s, and the 40s, and the 50s,
Yeah.
and the 60s, and entirely too long. 19s.
19.
Yeah.
But those times where there was a tension, and so they weren't really fraternizing or talking with each other. So here's this guy who's he's a Roman.
Yeah.
Not only is he a Roman, was they were the elite class, but then he was a Roman general.
Yeah.
He's an officer in the army, the Roman army.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's
Right.
powerful.
So he's powerful, and
yeah.
he could be seen as the enemy.
Right.
Like everybody be like the police right now when the brutality or whatever, right? Like he can really be seen as the enemy because of course Rome had the Jews in Jerusalem and the children of Jews under I guess a slight oppression.
Yeah.
So now here he comes, and he comes to Jesus. Obviously, you got to know about him. He had to hear some
Exactly.
stories, right? He had to know what's going on, so he comes to Jesus.
So that tells you what kind of man he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think
Transcended.
too much of yourself
Right.
already if
right.
you're gonna break out and do something like this
Right. And
Right.
so now
in
he
front of
comes.
other people.
Right. And so now he humbles himself, comes to Jesus, and he says, I got a servant that's sick, and I, in other words, I guess I heard you can do it. I heard you can heal him. And Luke is cool too,
do it.
yeah, you can do. Oh my God! In Luke, it was cool
blood
because they
clot.
said they sent friends to him, and they said he's a friend of the church, or no, they didn't say the church at the time, but the friends of the temple of the religion. So he had built temples for him. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
Built a temple
Okay,
for
yeah.
it.
Right. So he's like, I need you to help my servant is sick. And so Jesus makes a statement. He said, I'll come, and heal him. And the centurion says, no, you don't have to come. Now you got to realize
Roman.
Jesus, he's already said, I'm coming. I made up my mind. You asked me to come, so I am deciding that I'm going to come and do what you're requesting of me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come and heal your servant. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Majority of the time, our prayers and our stories just stop right there, right? But the centurion says, no, wait. It seems like that's what you wanted.
Right.
Right.
Doesn't
what
it seem
you
like
reached out
that?
for.
That's what you asked for.
Yeah.
We were talking about dude last week. That's what you asked for. You asked for, you came to me to come and heal your servant.
Right.
So when I say I'm coming, it seems like the prayer has been
Answered.
This guy said, no. I'm not, you ain't got to come all the way to the house.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Jesus already said I'm coming.
Right.
He said, you don't have to come all the way to the house. He said, because I'm, my house probably ain't together no way. I'm
He said, I
probably
don't
not.
deserve it.
Yeah, I probably don't deserve my house. It's
Yeah.
not worthy. I probably got some foolishness going on in my house right now that ain't good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably not the word. You're probably gonna judge me when you get there anyway. So no. You don't have to come to my house. You know what I'm saying? He said, but I'm a man. He said, I understand authority. I understand what it's like to say things and to command. He said, I'll tell one man to go and he go. I tell another man to come and he come on man in authority. And I'm under authority, right? That's pretty cool. Give a description.
Yeah.
So he says, because I understand that, I understand the power of saying things and commanding things, right?
Yeah.
So he says, listen, all I need you to do is just speak the word. Just say it. You ain't got to come walk all the way down here to the crib, right?
Yeah.
Just say it. and everything will be fine. And Jesus
Now-
looks around. Go ahead. What you saying?
Well, I was gonna say up until this point, Jesus has not been able. He's always been doing things in front of somebody,
Yep,
going
yep,
to somebody's
yep,
house.
yep. He's always been
you know,
laying hands on somebody.
hands, doing all that stuff in person.
Yep.
And he never. Now the thing is, he could do this. He doesn't have to go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like he's
right.
able not to. He don't have to be there.
Right, right.
But no one has said it.
Right,
And
nobody-
so
no-
he didn't say it.
Nobody's thought that far. So he's doing the
Yeah.
normal thing. He's doing
He's
the normal.
doing what you're
he's,
asking him to do.
He's meeting people where their faith is. Right. He's saying, "Well, I know.
You need me to come? All right, I'll come.
Yeah, you need me to come out. Come out. I mean, because I've been doing it, and I want
Yeah.
to work with you, so I'm on my way." This guy stops, and then this is where the
That's where
miracle
his heart
takes
is.
place. Yeah, right. It's hard as way to go and do it. This is where the miracle takes place for me in reading this story and understanding it, because here he is, and he says, "No, you don't have to come. I understand authority." And when I first was reading, I was like, "What that got to do with anything? You know how to
Right.
send somebody that way, and you know authority." And I'm like, what they got to do with it? It don't make no sense right now. You're serving sick. But when he said, all you got to do is speak the word, speak the word only, I said, oh, okay, I see where we're going. And so here's Jesus. And I didn't notice this till we were looking at this before we started this podcast.
Yeah.
It's cool. Jesus doesn't say, your servant, in the name of me, your servant is healed.
Come on, right.
You know, I send the Holy Spirit to your house right now, and the blood of Jesus all over, like we
Yeah.
do. Y'all know how we do.
Yeah.
You know, and I speak the blood of Jesus over your house right now, and I send the Holy Spirit. There's no distance in the Spirit.
Stand with me and bow your head, and we about to come into
Bow,
agreement.
yeah, grab, let's hold hands. Let's hold
Hey,
hands.
he's already
Hold
in
hands,
agreement.
y'all.
He asked
Hold hands.
for
Let's
it.
hold hands and pray, right?
Right.
But Jesus makes a statement, and he turns around. He about to grab my hand. He turns around,
Two
and
or
he
three.
stops talking to the centurion and starts talking to the people that's with him and following him. And he says, "Yo, like, now watch this statement." He said, I have not seen such great faith."
And,
I mean,
and all of Israel.
In all of it, he said, I hadn't seen so great faith. No, not in Israel. And he says, and he starts telling that a bunch of people gonna come to the east and west to come see what's going on and sit
Yeah,
and
now
sit
see,
right.
this is people who been walking with him, y'all.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
with
yeah.
the disciples. He looking at the disciples. I ain't
Yeah.
never seen
Yeah,
greater
these-
faith, and y'all
yeah.
are with me
Yeah,
all
these
the
are
time.
God's chosen people.
And everybody too was ready to go to the house.
Yeah, they are
They're
turned.
used
Yeah,
to that.
they used to going.
Right.
Used to going.
They used to going
Right.
for they used to call it in the old school the sick and shut in. That's the old school church, the way back
ain't
before.
never-
No, about that.
Well, that's when the people
yes.
that couldn't come to church because they were sick. They called them sick and they were shut in. They couldn't come out to church.
So the church was calling people sick and shut in.
It's such a crazy thing, bro.
They labeled them that.
But they called them sick and shut in, and they would announce it. They'd announce it. They'd announce it in church. They said, "Such and such, they're home today. She's sick. She's sick, so she don't." And so the preacher, after he preached on Sundays, it's crazy, would go and preach the whole same sermon at the crib.
To the sick and the shut in.
And he go to several houses,
The name is the problem.
and they go serve communion to him.
Why he? Never mind. That's a whole.
It's just it's a whole other thing. But that's hold on. That's the mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you're asking for. That's what you're gonna get. You're never gonna get anything over that.
Right,
You're gonna get that.
You're gonna get exactly unto your faith. What a measure you
Yeah.
meet is measure. He would say this over and over again. Be it unto you according to.
Yeah.
Your faith.
And so, you know, sometimes you work harder. We're talking about the big idea. Sometimes you work harder and take longer to do something because you just hadn't thought big enough.
Right.
You hadn't put your faith. Faith to me is stepping off into something that is not seen, like it's something that's not there. And I think that's huge. So now the centurion says, you ain't gotta say nothing, just you gotta come. Just speak the word only. Now instead of Jesus going off into the Holy Spirit prayer for healing,
Yeah.
he turns around and starts talking and said, I ain't seen nobody with this great faith.
Yeah.
No, and he starts going off about it, starts saying all different things about people gonna come to see the kingdom of God and everything, and see all this different thing coming to the east and west. He starts going off, and then he turns back to the guy, centurion, and he says, I want to read it just like he said it, because it was cool how he said it. He said, go thy way, and as you has believed, so be it done to you. I want to read it. Can I read it in the Passion right quick?
Yeah.
And the passion
He
was
says,
dope.
yeah, it's real dope. Y'all check out the Passion Translation. But he says, go home. He has said, go home. All that you have believed for will be done for you. So let's set this thing up.
Yeah.
The normal course is, I got a sick servant. You can heal him. Come heal him. This guy says no,
Come
and
in the room.
he might have been saying it. I think this is cool.
Okay.
What I'm about to say. I think he might have been saying it out of insecurity.
Yeah.
And when
You know
he
what I'm saying?
started off that way and said he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't deserve you to come to.
Yeah, I don't think he was saying it, and this shows us too.
What you mean, like some drawers on the floor or something? Like what you?
I mean, it might not have been his drawers in the floor though.
Okay. All
It
right.
might have been some buffoonery around that
Yeah.
house.
So I don't need you coming in here saying that, Jesus.
some harlotry.
Well, he didn't feel worthy, so yeah.
Or whatever it
Something
was,
was up.
he felt like his house wasn't holy enough for Jesus to come in there.
Yeah.
And it's respectful, but I think it may have been some
What's the
insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his insecurity may have been that he didn't think he was good enough for Jesus to come, which is how it is a lot of people.
Like
people
Peter was the same way on the
yeah.
ship.
Well, they didn't think they were good enough, and because that's the mentality. There were holy people, then there were heathens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were these people that were good, and there's you people that just are the underlings of society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this guy, and I can't speak for him, but I don't know if he was speaking so much trying to have such great faith. I think what Jesus, oh, this is so cool. I think what Jesus saw in his insecurity of asking something in his insecurity turned out to be great faith to Jesus.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even think you were good enough for me to come over there, and yet I'm going to come without going.
Yep. And so out of that insecurity, though, you had this
grand idea.
alternative idea, which is a lot of time how we get to great things.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's right. Like in your insecurity, like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this another way. And that's a new way, though.
All right. What they say
At the same time.
there's an old statement, and it's really not saying as great as what you're saying right now, but it's a statement that says necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
Right? What means when you need something, it causes you to invent something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about faith and belief and this big idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Your insecurity for who you are and what you're worthy of has allowed you to be humble enough to say, listen, I know I'm not good enough for you to come, but I believe in authority.
Yeah.
So just say this. And Jesus, his humility and possible insecurity translated as great faith.
Yeah.
Not only great faith, but I hadn't seen nothing that great in Israel.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm learning something right now, and I have to embrace. I always like to say this: you embrace your shortcomings.
Yeah.
You know, we have to learn to. There's another place in the scripture that says, "His strength is made perfect in our weakness," and we say that stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I don't think we're comfortable enough with our insecurities to embrace them.
Yeah.
We're so busy trying to
Right.
Trying to hide them, shove them off.
hide them, get them away, learn something new so that they won't exist. When in actuality, your insecurities and your shortcomings are where your greatest faith is.
Right, because it causes you to stretch. Now, if you think you know
Yeah.
everything,
'Cause you can't do
that's
it
a
on your own,
ceiling.
You can't do it on your own.
Because you think you know everything.
Yeah,
So
you
you
limit
think you know
yourself.
everything about this, that's
Right.
your ceiling.
Right,
You can
right.
never think anything different.
I think that's
You
I think
think
that's cheat
that's
code.
it.
I think that's cheat code. I think we should hit the cheat code. I think embracing your insecurities instead of covering them, embrace them, and it becomes your strength.
Yeah.
And then Jesus sees it translated as faith
Yeah.
because you knew you couldn't do it on your own,
Man, you're not trying to.
and you're not trying to, and you don't feel like you're worthy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's huge. So now his insecurity and his lack of feeling good enough. Hold on, no, hold on. Let's get context now. We got to get it. This guy's a centurion.
Roman.
He's a Roman upper class, decorated. I mean, you don't get to be a centurion by being a punk or a pushover.
Right.
True.
You know, somebody that's soft or don't.
True.
You a manly man.
You gotta know who you are.
Yeah.
And this guy humbles himself. It was something about Jesus that caused people to humble. Our kids did the same thing. It's something about
Yeah.
him that made people want to. I think it was such a level of humility with all the extravagance that came along with him.
Yeah.
That demanded humility out of you, dog. That's so cool. Like I want that.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I want that.
You know?
how?
Yeah, right. And then he's saying, don't, okay, I don't take no pictures.
Yeah, don't
Yeah, no pictures, no
Post
pictures.
this on Instagram.
Don't go tell nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's humongous.
Yeah.
And you know what? This story has another side to it, and it shows you that, you know how Jesus says he's meek and lowly in heart?
Right.
Well, so the Father is so meek and lowly in heart that he will continue to do things the way you want them done, the way you think is best for you. And like he'll keep coming through for you that way.
Yeah.
Like he's not about to push himself on you, force you to do anything.
All that
Right.
the bomb. I'm trying to find the bomb. I can't find it.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So you can.
he's humble enough. So you're saying that the Father is humble enough to do things the way that you believe.
Yeah, even though he can do all these great things, You get what I'm saying? Like he
Yes.
still let you come with what do you need? How do you want it done?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak the word.
Yeah.
They got to be so loving and so frustrating at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm extravagant and I got all these kind of ways to do it,
And I'm seeing all these different ideas.
Right.
yeah, and I like I know you like it this way, but I really want to do another way. But since you like it this way, I'll go ahead and do it this way. But
Right. It's like
you limited me from how like blah blah with
Right,
it.
right,
yeah,
right, right.
You
yeah.
gotta let me do it. You kind of let me just kind of blah.
You know, like it makes me think of people on their jobs and they just praying for a promotion, but like he could bless you so many other
Yeah,
ways.
like, I wanna give you the
I
whole
want
business.
that $5 raise. Give me
Right.
that $1 raise.
Right. I'm like, I want to
That
give you
20, I need this 20-cent raise, guys.
all
There's
these
so many
things
other
that I
ways
got
you could
slated
do
to do for you.
Yeah.
And this is what you pray for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So, but that idea is flipped in this story
Yeah.
because now God in the flesh, we call him Jesus the Christ, has made up his mind to go and to heal.
Yep.
Because this is the process. This is what y'all been needing.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
human that I've encountered needs this. They need me to come and either come in the room and lay my hands on or something, touch the hem of my garment or something to heal. This guy says, no, just speak the word only. Just say it. Because
Yeah.
I believe that when you say something, you get it.
Because now it's like this
That's what
is
you believe.
foreshadowing for everything Jesus was living his life for.
Yeah.
To where y'all don't need me to actually come to the room.
Yeah.
Can you
Your
stop?
faith.
Can you stop asking me to come do it?
Oh my
It's
God.
right there. I ain't gotta come in there.
Yeah. You moved the mountain.
Right. Like if you believe that
That's why
that's
he was.
possible.
He was like, "Yo, somebody
what you
get."
believe
Somebody,
is possible.
He was
get
excited.
me.
He was excited. He was excited. He was excited. He was excited. He was
Yeah.
excited because somebody gets it.
And then that's
Somebody gets with the point I'm trying to make. Y'all got me walking all over Jerusalem and Galilee and Judea, doing all these
I
miracles.
was tired.
I'm tired. My
my
feet
God.
is tired. I'm tired of washing dust off my feet. Come on, man. He gets it.
Yeah,
He's
gets
excited.
It. He's
Yeah.
excited because somebody
And
gets it.
This like
That's
I
what he
was
told
talking to
everybody.
Yeah, he started talking to everybody. He was like, yo, I got to tell somebody about this. I have not seen such
Yeah.
great faith nowhere.
right.
That's dope.
I need y'all to understand. He get it.
He get it. He
I
get
need
it.
y'all to
Need
get
y'all
it
to
like
pay
he got
attention.
it.
Yeah, while y'all walking with me, y'all need to understand what he talking
Right.
about. So now,
Right.
so now he says, and to take the story full circle, he says, "I've not seen such great faith." And then he tells him, "I'm gonna say it again. Go home. You're gonna get exactly what you believe in for. What you believe for is gonna be just like you believed it."
Yep.
If that is not one of the most phenomenal statements I've ever heard, and I've read this story
It's the
hundreds of
scripture
times.
fulfilled when he says like what you believe, that's what's possible.
Yeah, you get
You
you
know
get
what
what you
I'm saying?
believe. Right.
like that's that.
Right.
That's how you do that.
So this guy had an idea that was bigger than God in the flesh, Jesus the Christ, was on his way to do. Jesus, and I'm not saying that God couldn't conceive. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying that Jesus couldn't conceive this, but I'm saying that this guy, Jesus was already on his way, which means that he had already made up his mind he was going to go.
Decided,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was okay. I believe that if Jesus would have walked the whole way, the story would have been different. It just would have took a little longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I believe
Ooh,
he'd have walked the right.
Describing people's lives today.
Yeah. Right. Just take a little longer.
Right, take a little longer.
Take another lap.
How
Just
you
take
want
another
it-
lap.
how you
right.
want it to happen.
Another 3 hours, and then just wait till. I told somebody this today, man. I was like, if I can, somebody would ask me, what do you want? Always saying this stuff. What do you want? I said, you know what I want? I say, I want people to catch it when it's thrown. I want when God has the idea, I want us to have it the same way,
Yeah.
at the same time, and I want us to walk it out. I don't want to have the idea, and then I told somebody something, about a month ago, right? And then today I saw it manifest, and somebody else told them the same thing, and then they went and did it. But I told you the same thing a month ago, and because I told you a month ago, we could have been a month ahead
Yeah.
if we'd have just listened the time that we got it the first time.
Right.
I think we waste a lot of time because of our minds are so feeble or we're stuck in our own ways. I can imagine a lot of people like, well, come on, Jesus, come on to the house.
No.
Come on, I'm gonna get some food together. And we're gonna chill when you come in here. You know what I'm saying? But this guy says, and out of insecurity, I think all of us need to understand this. If we embrace our insecurities,
Yeah.
that there's some deep faith in there, right? Like I think there's some deep faith in us embracing our shortcomings,
That's good.
right? You know, you can fight your own battle, but I'd rather him fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather him fight it through me
Yeah.
than for my idea, which is brainwashed by society around me, to try to do it that way.
Fight it without him, yeah.
Go your way, what you believe. So I almost asked a question.
Yeah.
Almost asked a question: who healed the servant?
Yeah.
Good question. Huh?
Yeah.
Now we
What
theologians
would
would
Jesus
call
say
an email.
every time Jesus met with somebody who needed a healing?
Yeah,
he said, "Do you believe?"
Yeah, you believe. He said your faith.
So
And
clearly, this can't be done. That's you believing is you being
the
healed.
doing.
Like
He's not.
that's your healing.
and he's not limiting you to any
Yeah.
any thought. What do you believe? If it's lined up with truth, of course,
Yeah.
and it's lined up with the will, right? I'm not limiting you to any way or a certain way to do it. What can you, if thou canst believe, what it says,
You can go there.
all things are possible to him that believes. That means if you can really believe it, all things are possible if you can believe it.
Yes.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So now, who healed him?
Yeah.
Come on, who you think healed him?
The Syrian.
Who you think healed him?
Yeah, I mean, I know it wasn't Jesus.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't even there.
In the flesh, right? Like what? Like it wasn't.
on.
He didn't go
With
there.
his physical person, yeah.
Right.
I believe that. You know, corporately they all healed him. I believe the centurion faith healed his servant.
Yeah.
Because he had enough to believe. Of course, he went to Jesus to connect,
The audacity.
right? But
Yeah.
then I watched this, the enablement. Jesus didn't say, "Okay, go home. I healed your servant," because he could have said that.
Yeah.
I believe that Jesus the Christ, right, was a very intelligent young guy,
Yeah.
and I believe he was very intentional about how he spoke.
Yeah.
I don't think he was just randomly talking. I believe the way that he said things, if we slow down on RedIn30.com and go it over and over again and read it, we'd see how he was talking. I believe he said things intentionally. So he didn't say, "Go home." This is what we would have said, right? Like, come on. Like, if somebody would have came to us, we'd be like, "All right, go to the crib. I just healed your servant in the spirit.
I sent my spirit ahead
I sent
of
my
me.
spirit ahead of me." Right.
Oh, we have so many
Right, we have
words.
so many words, right? He
Yes.
doesn't say this. He says, "Go home. What you believed, it's going to be done."
It's done, yeah.
Already.
In Luke, they said they went back and they say the servant was healed in the self-same hour.
Yeah.
Like the same time that they were talking about it, they measured it. Because I'm sure he had a little distance to go to his house. He says healed that self-same hour, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, this guy had a big enough idea. He had an idea bigger than what Jesus was actually willing to do.
Yeah.
He's willing to walk over there. He says, "No, you don't have to walk. Say it right here and it's going to happen right now."
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The idea was bigger than what Jesus was willing to do.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what he's expecting. This is why Jesus marveled over it. And I think with us, and I think in life, and everybody's watching, I think in general, I think we think too small.
Yeah.
I think that we think too lazy. I think that we think too victimized. Yeah. Hit that. I think we have a victimized mentality, and so we always want somebody to come in and do something for us.
And then, but it's also a copycat thing.
Show me the way. No, pick a way.
We think the first way we see it is the way it's gonna go, and we just keep copying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we because we got our eyes on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
What you focus on
will expand.
expands, and I think that mentality expands in our mind. I think we're so busy now. I'm not even getting on anything, but I'm getting on it anyway. We're so busy looking at what is that it expands, and we think that that's the way.
Right.
And we don't even see we don't even see the greater way or the highway, right?
Yeah.
Or the bigger way or the big idea.
Yep.
There's always a bigger idea that's there if you're willing to have faith for. But in order to do that, you gotta get off yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because really people think they have faith, but they're really just believing in what they already saw happen.
Yeah, because you know,
Like, where is your
repeat.
faith really? You know what I'm saying?
You repeat.
yeah, because a lot of times, we hear, don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's done this way, just keep doing it this way.
Right.
So my
That's the
people
way.
that got faith for just having it or seeing it this
That's
way.
the way.
Yeah.
Don't you
that
change.
path, like it's already created,
Right.
don't mean that I can't pave a road on that dirt.
Right.
It don't mean that I can build something that wasn't already there on that same way.
Same
It's still
way.
but
Same
it's
way.
something totally
But I
different.
make it better.
Yeah.
I make it better and I make it something that wasn't foreseen before. And you're building on top of the foundation.
Yep.
I think we're afraid of that.
Yeah.
I think in 2019, the traditionalists are afraid. It's almost like we were talking about it last week. It's almost like when you're building a house framework. That's episode 2. Go back and listen to that. But when you're building a house, it's almost like the foundation getting mad at the walls for being different. Right? It's like the foundation mad at the walls, but no, there's different parts of a house.
Yeah.
You build upon the foundation. The roof can't be beefing with the concrete.
Right.
Right? It's just different. The windows are just different. They have different purposes, different uses, and but they're efficient at what they do.
Yeah.
And
Every
so
part.
right. And so the foundation, a lot of times in generations before and after and all these different things, I pray to God that our generation connects with the generation before us better, and I pray to God the generation after us connects with us better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point that we know that we're all building and growing in one direction. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the point, not fighting against each other. So now when the big idea comes, you don't need to be the person in the crowd talking about, no, it don't work like that. Jesus need to go over there.
Or jealous, or the person in the crowd jealous
All right, he
that you didn't have that idea.
Right, I didn't have it. Right. Jealous and mad. Right? Or no. He gotta go over there. If he don't put his hands on you, the anointing's not gonna get on him.
Right.
I feel like that about.
Don't do that,
Oh God. I feel like that about. Here we go. I feel like that about online church.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in the building, then you ain't getting the anointing.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily so, right? I understand,
Yeah.
but I also understand.
Yeah, I feel both ways about it.
I feel both ways about it, but and that's complete. Because if I feel one way about it, I'm incomplete.
Yeah.
But if I feel the other way about it, I'm incomplete too. But if I put both of them together, it gives me a complete rounded thought.
Yeah.
So I'm not even.
Yeah.
Because
I think everything is needed. I think, I think everything is needed. But I don't think I need to leave anything out.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so
that's the thought. That's the frame of mind that we miss when it comes to the way that Jesus thinks and the way the Father thinks. What are you about to hit?
I was just trying to get my drink.
We missed that frame of mind. Like it's all of this.
Right.
It's not partial. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's all of it.
I
It's
pick
the whole
a
picture.
side.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
he
the whole
don't
picture.
have no side.
No. He is the side.
Actually,
He's the side.
you wrong and you wrong because y'all don't think y'all the same person.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all don't think y'all won, so both of y'all wrong.
Right, both of y'all wrong. Right.
Right.
That story in Joshua. Joshua was fighting the battle, and he was kind of out by himself. And then the angel appeared to him, and so but he didn't know it was an angel. So he pulled out his sword. And he like,
Yeah.
yo, who you with? You with them? Who you with?
Yeah.
Uncle Fester. Who you with? You with them or you with us? And it's a marvelous answer. And I would have thought, because it's the children of Israel, it's God's chosen people, that the angel would have said, hey, I'm here with you guys. We're going to win the war.
Yeah.
That angel said, I ain't with neither one of y'all. He said, I'm not with y'all or with them.
Yeah.
I'm with the Lord of hosts. It gave me something in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord, the Father, the concept of the Father, the concept of who he is and his will is one thing on its own. And you
Yeah.
have to line up with it. It won't line up with you. You have to put yourself in that position.
Yep.
So I'm not picking sides. I am the side.
Yep.
No. Now what's this? Bigger than that, I'm not picking sides. I'm inside.
Everybody,
Everybody.
whether they realize it or not.
Whether
So
they realize
you're
it or not.
always thinking smaller. Like until
Always
you
thinking
get that
small.
wave,
That big idea.
you're thinking small.
That big
You know
idea.
what I'm saying?
Yep,
Like it's
until you get
always
that wave.
more to the story. There's always more to the story.
There's always more, and he's
you
always
go.
expecting you to see more.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think it's great because, but I wanna kind of bring it to, not that it's not practical now, but I want to kind of bring it to people because everybody's, people that's watching this are gonna watch this while they're either driving from work or listening to this while they're driving from work or going to work or going to do something or figuring something out, and so we're on a constant daily hustle.
Yeah.
And so, and a cycle. So I really want to speak to it from a place of a big idea, according to what God is going to do with you. Because everybody's got this thing. They got this 5-year plan, this 10-year plan. They tell us write them down, and you got these goals and these lists and everything you've written out. But there, 33, there's a big idea that's bigger than what you've conceived already, and Jesus is pushing for you to do that. He'll come and do what you want to do, and he'll do it according to what you do. But if you have faith bigger than that, more things are possible than what you're allowing yourself to think.
Wow.
More things are possible than you're allowing yourself to believe. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, that's a crazy thought.
And because I can think pretty big. I said the last episode, I can think pretty big, but there are more
Yeah.
things possible. The other day, man, it really got on me. It was yesterday, matter of fact, and it really got on me that I really have to believe in myself more. I have to believe in the greatness is on the inside of me more.
Man. And
Right? Like that
that's
sounds
so
crazy.
deep now that we've
sounds
said all
crazy.
of this. Like, it's even deeper.
But I have to believe
Believe it in yourself.
that the sometimes we get these ideas
Yeah.
and then we shy away from them because of our insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? When in actuality, your insecurity should show you that it's possible.
Yeah.
That's so trippy.
It is.
Come on, y'all, that's trippy, but it's so true. And it resounds so much
Yeah.
that my insecurity allows me to get off of myself
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then believe in myself.
Yeah.
Y'all heard the statement?
Man.
Come on, I gotta hit that.
Come
And
on.
get off of myself and believe in myself. 'Cause that's what the Father.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yep.
Why that's why that was the question for you to get healed, or really for you to go to the next level. Do you believe
Do you believe?
in yourself?
What do you believe?
Right. What do you believe? Are you believing on other people?
We was tripping about this. We were tripping about this on the last episode, the other episode, because I was like, who turned the water into wine? Because
Yeah.
Jesus didn't touch a cup.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you probably drank some
Yeah. He had to.
Hey.
because they wanted
I
some,
wanted some, man.
right? But because Jesus said, y'all called me a wine bibber and a glut.
Yeah.
And the boy was eating and drinking.
And then if I'm gonna do something, I gotta make. You don't. They say if somebody go cook something, I don't want to try it if
If you're not gonna
Right.
you're not gonna eat. I don't want it. So Jesus had to take a sip to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get another ring.
Oh yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's the one right
serve
there.
that over there. Over there. Yeah. That's the one right here. That's better than what they had before.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Lord. I know you hear me when I pray.
You made it possible because I made it possible.
But now, so
Right.
that leads to the question: who's doing it? Now we know that it's God and us.
That's crazy too. That's a thinking beyond what you could do.
Yeah. Right. That's thinking. That's beyond.
Yeah.
That's beyond.
Beyond me.
It's beyond me.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's really.
Whoa.
But there it is. It's beyond me. That is. Like it's beyond what I could have thought I'm on. Actually, a lot of the miracles that Jesus did was beyond
Yeah.
Yes.
what you could regularly think.
All right.
Yeah.
I think he's pushing for this, but this comes out of, and you don't have to go find no insecurities. You got them. You be lying about them.
Right. They're very out in the open. Like they're very obvious.
They're like, oh, I see it. Oh, you don't see it. I see it. You're trying to cover it. I see it.
They be like, that used to be me.
Oh, you're insecure. You know, right. But if you embrace them, and stop trying to overcome them, that's when the great faith comes.
Yeah.
The great faith is not in what society has told you works. It's in what you don't think works. And so you rely on something bigger than you in you.
Yeah.
Right? And it bursts something crazy, bro.
Something
Like
crazy.
everything amazing comes out like that. It's the big idea.
That's the
Yeah.
big
I think that defines the big idea. And what's bigger with the centurion too is cool because they said the servant got healed, which means, now it wasn't a guarantee. People miss this stuff. He said, "Go home. It's gonna be like you believe." You get it? This guy could have stopped believing on the way home.
Somebody could have said something.
Or somebody could have said something.
He was like, oh,
But I
man,
think
maybe.
the same makeup that made him a centurion kept him stone faced in his belief.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you
This
got?
whole time, he was believing in himself for somebody else.
He's
Y'all,
believing.
that's not even the servant
good-
believing.
Yeah. He's believing for something else for somebody else.
Hold on. You mean to tell me
Right,
he ain't come
right.
to Jesus for himself?
Oh my God, he didn't come to Jesus for himself.
He did not.
Like Jesus, I know I need you
Wow.
to come through for me on this one,
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's for somebody else.
Yeah.
Great faith. That's why it's great faith.
Wow, that is great.
So
faith.
hold on, insecurity.
Come on,
Come
that's
on.
some strong faith.
We about to
You
mix, we about
believed
to
and
mix
the
this
other
up.
person was
We about
healed.
to,
They
we about
They
to,
didn't even do anything.
It's a recipe for great faith. It's a recipe for great faith. Recipe for great faith.
They couldn't do it for
Insecurity.
themselves anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, but he wasn't like
But he-
gone. He was just paralyzed.
Yeah. But I'm saying he couldn't go to Jesus.
No,
and
he
Jesus, I need you to
He couldn't go. He couldn't go.
couldn't if he
Somebody had to
wanted
go
to.
on his behalf.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the recipe.
Whoa.
Hold on, we got the recipe.
Somebody had to be thinking about him.
Thinking about him to go on his behalf. Hold on, now watch this. Hold on. Here's the recipe. This recipe. Insecurities. Insecurities. Doing it for somebody else. Here's another thing. He couldn't go for himself, right? So somebody else would be thinking about it. But this guy is a servant. He didn't say
Yeah.
his son.
Right?
Come on.
He didn't even say his soldier. Because this guy's a centurion, so he would seem like he would value his soldiers more. It wasn't even. It was a
Servant. Wow, what kind
Humility.
of man? He was
Humility.
a great man.
Yeah.
This man was a great
and,
man.
and they said that's exactly how they described him in Luke. They say he's a great man that loves the
Yeah.
temple. Like he loves, he's
Yeah.
done great things and
People.
put money. Yeah, right. Which is counteractive of what a centurion should be at the time. If you think about in the way, in the way the course of things were. So this is a recipe. This is a recipe for great faith. You thought great faith was in your prayer. You thought great faith was in your dedication. You thought great faith was in your commitment. You thought great faith was in your perfect attendance in church. You thought great faith was in your worship and all these other things. And your great faith, oh my God, look what we done found out. That your great faith is in your insecurity and you're wanting to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And believing in yourself.
And
That's
the
a part of
ability.
it.
And believing in yourself, that you said? Yeah, believing in yourself.
It's
Not if
three.
it comes from somewhere else.
Right.
That is in you.
That's
And
three.
he says, go home.
Wow.
Go home, because what you believed you're going to get.
Yeah.
I love it, guys.
Yeah, that's dope.
I love it. I'm changed.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yo, we can say we want about it. And God bless everybody else, but I'm changed.
Yeah.
Yo, facts. Like I'm changed. Like I'm literally no. I'm not making this up, y'all. Like I read this. It's good to talk things out. Thank God for the RedIn30 podcast. Clap,
God.
RedIn30. Clap your hands. Thank God for the RedIn30 podcast. I'm grateful for the RedIn30 podcast. Because it ain't about us, it's about everybody else. I'm grateful because I don't know if we don't have this conversation if I see this.
Yeah.
Right.
I've read this a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I done talked to people about stuff, but like I don't know if I don't have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because the root word of conversation is converse. Converse means to change. And I don't know if we don't have this iron sharpen iron
Yeah.
that we come up with these ideas. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna be trying to embrace my skill. Like right now, when we press stop on this thing, I'm gonna be like, okay, let me check out all these. Got 1,000 of them. Let me check all 1,000 because they got great faith in all these insecurities.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, all my shortcomings, all these things I don't want. There's great faith in there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that I don't get better.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I don't educate myself or grow or learn more.
Then you get lazy then.
Because then they get lazy, right? That's stupid. That's a stupid faith. Then it's like, yeah, he gonna do it all. Come and
Right.
save the day. I heard somebody saying, "Come save the day." No, I saved the days already. Yo, like what else you want me to do? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And he also says, "You speak to the mountain. You say it." So there's things that you're gonna do, be it according to
Your
Your
favorite.
faith.
your faith. So I think the big idea is built in your submission to the fact that you can't do it. And other people have to be involved.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have big ideas. Now, come on, we got to get the recipe. Now.
Oh,
Yeah.
the big idea.
Yeah, they got these big ideas, but these big ideas are for them big selves.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they're not thinking, they want to be a boss, a rich young
yeah.
boss again, right?
Come on.
And they're not thinking about how much. I think community is the new wave.
Yeah.
I think that the word communion
Yeah.
Yeah.
is connection. It's not juice and
Definitely, that's the
crackers.
new wave.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or wine and bread is actually the communication. It's the communing. It's the coming together.
Together, yeah.
Right? I think this is the new way. I think partnership. I think joint heirship, as the Bible says it, right? Our connection is the new wave that's going to be everything that I think ultimately the Father, the Creator, intended. You get what I'm saying? And so in order for there to be partnership and community, there has to be enablement. Like I have to let you know that you can too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only you can too, but you are.
Yeah.
Like you too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the big idea. Don't worry about your insecurities. Embrace them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because inside of that insecurity is the big idea. I'm trying to keep saying that because
I keep saying
I'm
it.
rehearsing it in my head because that I'm talking to y'all. Y'all guess y'all get what y'all want from it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm seeing where I've missed it. I've been trying to be so good.
Yeah.
Right? You tell the truth, right?
And you
I've been trying
almost
to be
see this
good.
pattern in every story.
You do,
In
you
a
do.
certain way. I know this sounds weird, but just thinking about the whole changing water into wine, the lack of something, pushes you to have great faith.
Oh, yo.
And it involves other people
I'll
to
tell you
bring
how to
the
get
end
on.
result.
Right. I saw.
I'm just saying he uses everybody. There's a lack. Everybody's involved to bring the result that is good for them all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same.
So it's
the
like
same story.
this is much bigger than this. Like what you're saying is much bigger than what I'm saying. But you can see the glass half full or half empty, right? And that's cool. Pessimistic, optimistic, all that stuff right there. But I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna transcend it. That you can see an empty chair and see the potential for a person.
Wow.
You can see an empty space. Now everybody can't do this.
Yeah.
Sometimes people see empty and they immediately think lack. Instead of seeing something open and the potential for prosperity.
Wow.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
Mind blowing. The potential for purpose. When you, but it's a
That's how you
perspective.
should be looking.
Up. Okay,
That's
we
big.
don't have enough time, but we're gonna write this down because we're gonna do this in episode 6.
Okay.
Man, we got time.
Yeah.
We got time right now.
Kill it.
All right. Well, watch this. You ready?
Yes.
I found out that your perspective. We did last other thing we said. Your perspective is everything, right? I found out that your perspective is your filter.
Okay.
Your
I see that.
perspective is the filter, and so how you see things, right?
Yeah, right.
With the term, the filters. This one where you Snapchat filters, you see is what the filter shows you, right?
Right.
But now your perspective, going out and coming in, is your filter.
Yeah.
So now your perspective determines. Like I can talk to another room of people, and because their perspective is a different way, they may not hear everything you hear.
Yeah.
Right.
But because your filter may be a little bit more developed, a little bit more dead, a little bit more self-denied,
Yeah.
you'll hear things because your perspective becomes your filter. And not only is your perspective your filter, but now your perspective is your filter of what comes out of you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the truth, right? Your perspective is the filter for everything.
Yeah.
And so now, like seeing things like that, like your perspective is your filter, right? You right?
Yeah.
We good with that? We understand what that means?
Yeah, yeah.
So now because your perspective becomes your filter, it becomes the way that you see things, the shade, the color, the growth. So now faith, it becomes my filter. Christ becomes my filter. And so you see a dead man, I see a possibility for resurrection.
Yeah.
Right? You see, they remember they brought that little boy to Jesus, and they said he was blind from his birth. We talked about this before too, and they said, "Who sinned?" And I always go,
Yeah. Gotta be
Somebody
seen.
always go, "Oh, gotta be sinned." Who sinned? His mother, or him, or well? First of all, he couldn't sing because he's blind since he was born. He couldn't see nothing to sin, nothing
Yeah,
no way,
yeah.
like right. And he said,
Oh my
he
goodness.
says,
Really, y'all?
he says, it's so
I use
funny.
my imagination.
Use imagination. Everybody say
How he coulda did it.
imagination. Everybody say imagination. We need an imagination button too. I'm gonna make one next time.
Y'all are funny.
But here and Jesus makes a statement. He said, "Shut up. None of that. Ain't nobody. We ain't talking about sin right now." He said, "But is that the Father may be glorified?" And what he's saying is, here's a potential for you to see something you've never seen before. Here's a potential for something to happen. Y'all see this, I see this. You remember that blind man? I ain't got time, but I do have time. Remember the blind man?
we got
not,
time.
Not the blind man. The sick man by the well, by the
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
and is waiting for the angel. Well, obviously a bunch of people had passed by there already.
Yeah.
He been laying there for years,
Yeah.
and a bunch of people had passed, right?
Yeah.
But all of them, their perspective is their filter. So what they saw was
Yeah.
sick dudes sitting with a bunch of sick dudes waiting to try to get healed. I'm gonna go live my life and do what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Jesus comes on the Sabbath, by the way, which you
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to do any work
that.
on the Sabbath. Don't you do that?
Breaking laws, left and right.
Breaking laws. Breaking
Breaking
bad,
laws,
right?
left and right.
Breaking laws, right? He comes and he sees this guy. And he said, "Well, how long you been out?" The dude started explaining it, and he said, "I've been waiting for the water." And explained his whole circuit thing. He said, "Well, no. Okay, cool. We'll take up your bed."
Yeah.
And it was something in this exchange that I guess it was a humility. I guess humility is a big thing for me now because I think that the humility of Jesus was the source of the power for the miracles. I think that everybody's been walking by and going by, and he stopped. And if you was in the hood, you knew that this guy was kind of famous, right? And he had the nerve to stop and talk to you when nobody else had done it, because they say he didn't have no man to put him in.
No.
Right? Put him in the
That's
water
true.
with the angels. So
Yeah.
here's Jesus with the humility. And I think the humility meets. I think humility, and it may be humility meeting humiliation. Right? But when the humility, the humiliation meets, it becomes something that becomes honorable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's honest, and it causes something that's miraculous to come out of it.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that you were willing to stop and talk to me and have a conversation with me when nobody else would has opened me up to have faith in whatever you about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't
Right.
right? Because ain't nobody else stopped and said nothing.
Ain't nobody said nothing. And then look, I ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
insecure. I'm down here on my insecurities. So when you say take up my bed, and the way you say it to me,
Yeah.
like you immediately go there and be like, take it up. Like, Okay, I'm just believing off a jump,
Right.
and it causes the miracle to happen.
Yeah.
My perspective becomes my filter, or
And
it becomes everything for me.
Yeah, and then there's more enablement.
The more enablement, because you now, I'm not gonna pick up your bed. I'm not even gonna
That's
sit up here and
true.
wait and be the man to put you in the water. And we
Right.
both gonna be sitting there
Same
waiting for the
recipe.
angel.
Yep.
No, you waiting for something that you already are. So I need you to get up, take up your bed, and walk. Get up. I'm enabling you to get up.
Get up, man.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody better.
And ain't
So-
nobody ever told him.
Nobody never told. Nobody never told him. Nobody never told him. Nobody never said it. It wasn't. Listen, I don't even know. Well, we're in 2019, and some of the stuff we're saying right now, people still don't know. And it's amazing that it's 2019 and people still don't know that Jesus was enabling us to be like him and be as him on earth, and everything is in us.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
That's exactly what he was
No,
saying.
he didn't, Montreal.
But they swear to God.
Yeah.
They swear to God. They was like, no,
That's
that ain't what it is. He put-
that's my crucified savior.
Yeah, he's crucified Savior. He's coming again. He's coming again to come and get the church.
Yeah.
Without spot or wrinkle. We wrinkled up and spotted up.
Oh my God.
Tied up.
Tied up, tangled up, wrapped up in you. And so, but he was enabling us the whole time.
I don't see how people don't see that.
But they just don't. They don't. And I said this in one of the other episodes that things are not that much different now. Besides technology and
Yeah.
advancement in electronics, the mindset is still the same. Nobody was telling this guy that there's, and I don't even think they might not even know that greater is he that is.
In.
Yeah, right. Like, nobody telling you that you have greatness on the inside of you, and you don't even believe that. So that's not even a common conversation in the culture,
Yeah.
right? Like nobody's having this. We're going to the synagogue weekly.
Yeah.
We're going to make our prayers. We got the
y'all
walk
doing?
And it's
But
the same story. Like you're still waiting for the angel to come down.
We're still waiting
and
for Jesus to
stir
come
up the
back and
water
take
for
us to
you.
glory.
You're
We're
still
still
waiting on that.
waiting on the new
know?
wave. We're still waiting on you to pour out your spirit upon
Yeah.
all flesh. I'll never forget. We just go to Job 2:28 over and over again, and he gonna pour out his. Yeah, he did it. We did it in the beginning, number one,
Yeah.
but you didn't know. So now when Jesus had to show you what it looks like, and it's the same thing. We waiting on something. We waiting on something. No. What you're waiting on is you. You are what you've been
And the
looking for.
centurion
I'm
is
getting
the best
upset.
example of that. More people should be mad.
I think it starts off
Get
like
mad.
that. I think it starts off with, but it depends on who you are. Someone's like, but more so, you starts off with being upset because like, where have I been? I've been sitting here listening to all of this, and maybe it's not what's been taught to me. Sometimes it's that too, but sometimes it's just my filter has been off. But nobody told me my filter should be better, right? Maybe not nobody, but I just didn't realize it like that. Jesus the Christ and what he's saying about us and who we are is very explicit. Like it should be explicit content on the bottom of the Bible.
Fire.
That's what it should say. Like, you know what I'm saying? These would be cussing,
Yeah.
right? Because
Let's make one.
well,
Yeah.
we should and put explicit content on it, and they're gonna be mad with us.
So,
But
You're just trying to say.
they called it blasphemy. They called what Jesus was saying blasphemy, which means it was almost
True.
like he was cussing.
yeah.
True.
Like they thought that some
Don't
of
you
the
say
things.
that.
Don't you say that? Like don't you say that? Like some
You're
of the stuff that he
thinking
was
too
saying
Of
was like cussing compared to the standards that they had.
I mean, even when he was young, when he was talking, he was about my father's business.
How about my father?
Like, what
Woman, what you mean?
Jesus, you can't be saying God your father.
Yeah, you can't be saying that. They gonna kill you.
He was young, so they couldn't do that.
You right.
He was
said
under.
that
That's cool because he was under the age of 13.
Yeah.
13 is a
Wow.
man. They wasn't killing children.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could just call out and haul off and murder a little boy in the temple. Right? What I'm saying? So
Hey, they were killing kids though.
Yeah, but that's
When they killed all them kids
I'm
when they was
not gonna
born.
kids in the temple.
like killing kids in the temple, dog.
I'm not even gonna go over there because I can go
Oh
to
my
the temple.
We can go
with
to some
kids
places
in
with
the
kids
temple.
in the
Yeah,
temple, but
Oh my
we don't want to do
God.
that to
we
those
don't.
people.
We don't want to do that to those people.
All right, I'm circling it back.
Circling that back. So he's 12, so he's too young to get married. But it's just
Yeah,
it's
but
like
he
you cussing.
had been talking like that though.
Yeah.
He's been explicit.
He had been explicit, and he in the cornfield. It's not his cornfield. He in somebody else's cornfield
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother
feeding his
story.
homies.
Yeah.
He not even supposed to be doing nothing on that
On
day.
the wrong day.
You know what I'm saying? It's just this
They wasn't
conversation.
washing their hands. We could do a
Yeah,
whole
you
list.
doing all kind of stuff. And then he said this. They said, this man blasphemeth because he called God his father, making himself equal with God. I know they was ready to kill that boy then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was the truth. And
Yep.
Jesus had the relationship and he knew.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. I understand it. I think this is great. This has changed me.
Yeah.
All the episodes changed, but this one is explicitly and especially changed me because now I'm even looking at the faces in the room and we're all like, everybody, you know, you get to look, you be looking up, you be like, let me think about that last time I was insecure about something that might have been my way to get out of there, right? Like we're all really thinking, which is the point of RedIn30.
And you know, we're
And the
saying two
conversation.
things that people don't think they can do together, like be insecure and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Seems like two things you can't
it's
do.
a duality.
What you have to do.
It's a duality. It's dimensional. He's feeble flesh, all God.
Yeah.
He's showing that. Same time. So thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made no reputation and humbled himself. So it's the same thing as you can be humiliated and honored at the same time.
At the same time.
And that's what God sees. God honors you in your humiliation.
Yeah.
All right. And if you try to honor yourself, you will get humbled.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pride come right for the
Fall.
Yeah. And so you got to figure out. We got to figure out what side you want to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm ready to embrace my humiliation. I'm ready to embrace my humility. I'm ready to be humble. Because I know on the inside of that is that grand idea, that big idea that's bigger than the one that I thought was big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And is and it causes God to have. I think he'd be clapping his hands and being excited.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? That you had the nerve and the gall and the gusto to think something that big.
The gonads.
Yeah,
The gonads. The cojones.
Yeah.
Right. To think that big.
To think
So
that.
yeah, I'm excited about this, y'all.
Yeah.
So RedIn30. Are we good?
RedIn30.
Are we good? I think
Oh,
we're good.
yeah. We want questions out
Yeah, I'm
there.
not-
If you're watching,
Okay, Nakia, you got that
we
teacher
want
voice came on
questions.
right.
But we won't.
As we
All right,
wrap
everybody,
up
put
this
your books
episode-
up.
Put your books up.
It's time for a pop quiz.
You know what? Like, if I wasn't doing what I am doing, I would definitely be a teacher.
What exactly are you doing?
Oh.
Yeah, let's go. Come
No,
on.
I'm not doing a
We don't know what
plug.
you do. We don't know what you do.
Choose the
I
few.
work
Choose the few.com.
hard.
Choose the few.com.
I work really hard,
Yeah.
7 days a week,
Choose the
14-hour
few.com.
days.
Choose the
Yes, but I
Hold
will be
on.
a teacher.
Let me give a can. I really do appreciate teachers, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Teachers,
They got a
And
good role.
Yeah.
They touch a lot of kids on the.
They basically
day, every
raising
year,
these
yeah.
children.
Yeah. You know, teachers actually spend more time with children than with their parents.
Yeah.
Like if you count like regular bedtimes and sleep, like they spend more time out of the week with the kids than parents do.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Great.
Crazy, bro.
I remember my teachers.
They need raises.
I remember my teachers.
They
too.
do.
I remember all of them.
They need
Let's make
raises.
RedIn30 sponsored.
Yeah.
RedIn30.
But do we have a word for the day, or we don't have one for the day?
We did Centurion.
It's Centurion. Centurion.
Oh, that was a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool to me.
You think we need a better
Okay.
word?
No, it just kind of okay, it was cool. All right.
It was
Centurion.
That was cool.
100. I never knew it. I've been reading
Yeah.
that for years.
Yeah.
And I never knew that Centurion was because he had 100 men under.
Yeah.
Now I know.
I thought it was just like a title.
I thought it was just like a
Yeah.
cool little thing, like the Centurion, like the movie or whatever.
Yeah,
like I
like,
just,
like the major or the captain or something like that. Just
yeah, you know, it's
Centurion.
gonna make me look into other things now, like other words. and
Right.
all
It
that.
just goes to show you that you're reading stuff you don't
You
understand.
read stuff you don't understand, which is the point of
Every day, All your
RedIn30.
life.
RedIn30 to go
Yeah.
over and over again. You're seeing new stuff. I swear I've read this a bunch of times, and I did not know it was about insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
I know
great for it.
so now that opens you up for the big idea.
That opens me up for the big idea. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
RedIn30 tour.
We want
Well, let me not lock
emails.
my mind in that. Let me realize that I'm not good enough for that. I'm not good enough for that. So do it, Jesus. You can't. Hey, don't
you
do
don't
that
have
either.
to do
Don't do that. You
that.
don't have to do that. You don't do that. You be like, okay, God, I'm humbling myself.
Oh,
I'm not.
God.
I'm not good enough for that. You still
I'm
gonna do
glad
it?
you
Look at
saying
you open
that
that one
right
eye,
now.
Lord. I'm not gonna. You still gonna do it, Lord?
Dog, that's how it be, dog.
I'm not good enough. But if you
humble,
want to use
God.
me, This how it be. I'm not good enough, but if you want to use me, I'm ready. So that's that false humility. Man.
I'm weak, but I'm strong.
I'm weak, but I'm strong. But I'm really weak, Lord. Look at
Strong
me.
at the same time.
But I'm strong at the same time. So you can use me.
Wow,
Use
people
me,
are
Lord.
confused.
Oh my God. Well, this is great, guys. Red 30, this is a great episode.
Embrace
the big
it,
idea.
acknowledge it.
Embrace, acknowledge, be about somebody else. Don't run from your insecurities, but embrace them. Because inside of those is the big idea. Is a great faith. And Jesus will marvel at that. The idea that you had enough.
Because you get it.
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
You said involve somebody else?
Involve somebody else. Involve somebody. Always involve
He
somebody
did
else.
all that for somebody else.
For somebody else. For somebody else. Wow.
Yeah.
Took out his time for somebody else.
For somebody else.
Not a soldier, but a servant.
But a
That's
servant. Not a soldier, but a
big.
servant. Yo, this can go all kind of different ways. This is great.
God.
I love it.
It's a good story. So go read. Red
Go
30.
read. Go read. Yeah, like go read. Go read. If y'all want to know what that is, where is that? If y'all want to know what it is. That Matthew chapter 8. And just, you know what, we're not even gonna give this, we're not even gonna give where it starts. It starts at verse 7, but just go read.
No, I was saying
Start
Luke
off-
7.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Luke 7. Yeah, I think it's a 7. I started 7 on there. Just go
Luke
read.
and Matthew.
Just go read the whole chapter so you can get context. I think that's what we're building to.
Yep.
Getting the context so you can understand the content, and then you know what's contained in you.
Ooh, I
You
like
can understand. Yeah.
content containment.
Yeah, context,
Dope.
content, containment. What's on the inside? That's great, ain't it?
I like that.
Right, hit it.
You coming with him tonight,
We
boy.
coming with him tonight, boy, because it's late right now. That's why it's late. This is the latest one we didn't. And I need to go ahead and end this because I'm
Should
gonna
we
start
say
talking
what
crazy.
time it actually
So
is?
no, we're not gonna say what time at all. Yes, we can. It is midnight right now,
Yeah.
but we still
Standard
rolling
Time.
Central Standard
We're
Time. It's at
committed.
11:59. We're committed. So
For you.
Red 30. When we
think
talk
about somebody
Jesus-
else.
Somebody else.
What?
You know
We
ain't
I'm
doing this for us. We
saying?
doing this for you.
We doing
Which
this
is
for
where
you.
this big idea came from.
Yeah. Hey, next time. Hey, next time. Next time, I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna go.
Okay.
Next time, can y'all give me the memo about the headpiece?
About the headpiece.
The headpiece. Yeah, you got the do-rag on. You got the
Call
hat
me
on.
Do-Rag J, you heard?
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm out here. So I'm gonna put a bandana on or something.
Nah.
Some wild headband or
Nah,
something.
we'll get you one of them Rasta hats. Or
Give me a Rasta hat. Okay, yeah.
With the dreads with it attached.
all that with the built-in,
the built-in dreads,
I'm about
Wait,
that.
where you gonna get that from?
I'm about that. I'm about that. Boom. I'm about that. All right, y'all. Red
people
30.
are crazy.
Red 30. We love y'all.
I want to see that though.
Subscribe, tune in,
I
go to
don't.
red30.com. Oh, also don't forget there's a check out the Gospels. We got the Fresh Vibes.
Audio.
We made our own audio Bible.
yeah.
We did Matthew, and then we just finished with Mark. So Mark is going to be available real
Oh.
soon. By the time you're seeing this, Mark is going to be available for you to go and download and have for yourself. So go and get them. We're going through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's crazy. We put some Fresh Vibe music under the bottom. It's been helping me a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. So
If you know me and you're in town, I'm giving out free stickers.
Yo.
Free stickers.
Hey, yo. Go home.
Red 30.
Hey,
Red
you
30
do
mugs.
so many with this size of a sticker.
my
Red 30 mugs.
She really boosted
here.
these stickers, bro.
Oh wait, we ain't giving the mugs. You know what?
No.
We are.
No.
Look here, what is-
What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
What's
Hey,
in your
somebody
cup?
please press stop.
What's
Hey, what's
in
it?
your
Is it?
Wait.
What's on here?
Average coffee drinker.
If you need something to wake up right now, hey, so red30.com. We love y'all. See y'all later. Woo.